It was 10 years ago that scientists discovered the benefits of nitric oxide created by the natural amino acid L-arginine. This naturally occurring amino acid, L-arginine, has been around for a while. The excitement is that only now do we have a most efficient way of getting it into your system. It's called Pro-Arginine Plus, and it's already made a difference for thousands of people.
But when you think about it, it was a miracle that when I was using it earlier that I didn't have a heart attack or stroke, because as a product that will keep people alive without anything, it is not good all by itself. You have to have another product, and I might say it's just like Pro-Arginine Plus, that will go 24 hours, 36 hours, and be something that is very appropriate for a human being to stay away from atherosclerosis.
And then I got angry, because I realized that there was that much research and the Nobel Prize in 1998, and I was just finding out about it.
And the doctor checks your blood work and he says that your blood pressure is fine and your cholesterol number is fine. That's nice, good for you. I can assure you that atherosclerosis is already well established in your body. Guaranteed. Remember, we know from autopsy results of soldiers, children, okay? We know that the atherosclerosis situation is already underway.
And he said, look at you, no cancer, but you've got the worst atherosclerosis I've ever seen in anyone your age. You look like you're 80 years old inside.
And you were how old at the time?
37 years old.
Think about it. Everything depends on blood flow.
Why do I think we owe a debt of gratitude to Viagra? Because before Viagra, nobody complained. Now we've got Viagra, people come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I'm having trouble in that department. If you've got trouble in the blood flow there, chances are you have trouble in the blood flow in your heart. It's the earliest marker for heart disease. Erectile dysfunction, I'll say it again, is the earliest marker for heart disease. And it's better than your cholesterol level, it's better than your blood pressure, it's a better marker than any of those other problems.
I never thought that I could reverse my own atherosclerosis. As far as I was concerned, if I didn't have a heart attack, it was a good day. But then I found, because I had another little crummy tummy at one point, and once again the gastroenterologist I saw said, you know, you need another CAT scan. He was muttering to himself, and one set looked sort of like there was snow on it, the other one just seemed black, and I didn't really have the time because he was flipping them so fast to try and figure it out. And then he suddenly whirled and said, how'd you do it? Well, you got rid of all the atherosclerosis. You were zero now.
Some of the stuff that we noticed was remarkable, and in short time, not the time that we expected.
But what we ended up doing is just plain stopping all the people to be sent for surgery. 3 physicians, 3 great cardiologists had to leave town. There was nothing left to do.
Chronic problems that I've seen for years that didn't get better started getting better. And from skin problems to digestive problems to peripheral artery disease started getting better. And what that showed me was that a large percentage of health problems that people deal with are circulatory based.
So 19 years, 7,200 patients,
right,
roughly, and no admissions for cardiovascular complications from these patients?
That's correct.
That's an amazing thing.
That's what I think, too.
How many drug reps do you think comes to our office selling L-arginine? Nobody does, because it is a generic product. So all we hear from our literature is lowering cholesterol, use nitroglycerin. That's what we've been sold.
Tell us a little bit about that first arginine you were taking.
Came from the bowels of Stanford. The pharmaceutical world stored it down there. It was pure. It was everything it was supposed to be, and I was so glad to get it. It wasn't until later that I realized that research in arginine in an academic situation depended very likely on using just arginine. Arginine only lasts a matter of seconds in your body. The fact that you can swallow a lot only lengthens the duration by virtue of absorbing it.
And that brings us to the Nobel Prize, which is awarded in 1998 to 3 scientists, researchers, including Louis Ignarro from UCLA, where they determined that citrulline with the arginine would do what versus arginine by itself?
Well, he made a big point of this and still does, that that's the important part that will make the citrulline come with the arginine, so the arginine can make more arginine and it burgeons into something that lasts a long time. 24 hours, 36 hours.
How does the body do that? What happens with arginine and citrulline going to your body? Just describe that briefly.
Well, there's an enzyme that comes from arginine coming in to start with, and it goes to the lining of the arteries, the endothelium, and this is one cell thick lining of the arteries, and with that it does its thing. But the L-citrulline goes in there and works with it, so to speak, and augments the production of the arginine that it makes. It doesn't make it as though this might be 5 grams per scoop, and it doesn't make it as though it's 20 grams per scoop. But the duration is what's important, and that's what it does.
Arginine has been subjected to the most comprehensive human clinical trial ever conducted on a nutritional supplement, and has also been used by over 8,000 patients for 18 years in Dr. Prendergast's endocrinology practice. This is what sets arginine apart.
What I also saw was in a 90-day time period, my very, very sick patients, did extremely well.
The question to me is, who would choose to do it the hard, miserable way that ends in, a lifetime of, why would you choose that? Versus having people experience vibrant health, almost taking years off in age because their bodies are so much healthier. I just have to get the word out to people. They've got to understand what their options are. It's interesting, though, I feel obligated to say that I'm a regular medical doctor, just like the doctor you would see in an emergency room, because sometimes I start talking and people think, well, that's just a nutritionist. I've got a conventional medical background. I'm a regular doctor. I just learned a lot more about how the human body works through studying nutrition and how to help it out. So my original training was actually in general pediatrics. I got my board certification there. My real interest, though, at that time was surgery. So I did a full surgery residency. In the middle of the surgery residency, I took out time and did 3 years of research. And that's really when I started learning about what nutrition can do for the human body.
The Nobel Prize research discovered that a high-quality arginine supplement creates nitric oxide. It relaxes the arterial walls, smooths the vessel lining, resists plaque, and diminishes the risk of heart attack or stroke. The nitric oxide effect allows the blood to flow freely and nourish the entire body and all the cells.
So, all right, I get arginine in my body. What's that going to do for me? Well, most importantly, it's going to give your blood vessels what it needs to make that nitric oxide. What does the nitric oxide do? It's going to help relax blood vessels over the short term and over the long term. Not only will it relax them on a daily basis, but it makes the blood vessels healthier, more supple. It's going to strengthen that cap over any plaque, and it's going to actually help the plaque melt away. So, what does that mean for me, Doc? That means that your heart is going to have all its blood flow supported. You're giving it what it needs. So people also report improvement in their muscle performance because guess what? Now you've got the blood flow supported there. People are working out. They go, I don't get it. I can work out so much longer. You're having all the waste products carried away and the oxygen's coming in. So that's a fantastic effect there. People are reporting being able to think better, being able to function better, walking better, because guess what? You've got the blood flow. It's not hurting anymore. Guess what? People are having improvement in those situations in their eyes. And in every tissue of the body, people are seeing improvement because of this support of blood flow.